Dr. Robert Stein here with the Body Mechanics series. Today we're going to talk about the Part 2 effects of the adrenal glands. Little recap, adrenal glands are found above the kidneys. They release cortisol. Cortisol is an anti-inflammatory that cools down stress modifications. Anytime you're stressed physically or emotionally, your body kicks in the adrenal glands, kicks out cortisol, helps fight the inflammation. It's your own body's natural immune response. So there's a condition called adrenal fatigue. When you get an adrenal fatigue, it actually wears your adrenal glands out. And what happens is from constant stress, like we talked about. When you get an adrenal fatigue, it can affect your hormones. It makes you really tired. It makes you feel like you just have no energy. Sexual activity gets decreased because what happens is when you get an adrenal fatigue, the adrenal glands not only produce cortisol, they also produce your hormones, your testosterone, your estrogens, your progesterones. What happens is your testicles produce 60%, your adrenals produce 40%. Your ovaries produce 60% in females, your adrenal glands produce 40%. As you get older, the testicles and the ovaries starts working less and less. So you start producing less testosterone, less progesterone, less female and male hormones. So what usually picks up the slack is the adrenal glands. But if your testicles and ovaries are producing less testosterone, less progesterone, less estrogen, and then you're going into adrenal fatigue, then you're getting less hormones all around. So you got to remember, it's just not about the male and female productive organs that are producing the hormones. The adrenal glands are too. So if you're a high athlete, you're a high impact athlete that's doing a lot of cardio, and or triathlons, and people that do a lot of running, you're definitely wearing your adrenal glands out. So you got to be very, very careful that you'll see that your male hormones and female hormones will be slowly depleted. So pay attention that could be your main culprit. So the key to adrenal fatigue, to really tell, the only true way to tell if you're in adrenal fatigue is from a 4-point cortisol test through your saliva, a saliva test. If you do a blood test and it just checks out your cortisol, it's a quick snapshot of just that second of if you're stressed. But what happens on a 4-point saliva test, you do the testing, shows the cortisol levels at 8 a.m., 12 a.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. So it shows your whole stress level throughout the day. And what happens is the saliva test will show exactly when you're stressed out and when your cortisol levels that are low, so you know exactly the time to treat the adrenal glands, if it's in the morning, midday, dinner time, or nighttime, when your stress levels are and your highest cortisol levels are. So that's when you want to treat the adrenal glands at your highest stress levels. And the saliva test will actually show if you're in adrenal fatigue. Blood test is inaccurate because at the time you take that blood test, you might be perfectly fine and not stressed. It's the rest of the day that you show the total problem. So anytime, I highly recommend a 4-point cortisol through saliva testing. Make sure your doctor prescribes it and you get it, and that will show if you're having adrenal fatigue. We'll go more into detail with adrenal fatigue in the Part 3 video, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like it, tell your friends about it. A lot of people in adrenal fatigue, especially all the people that are from up north, that are totally stressed out all the time, they're more likely to have adrenal fatigue. It'll affect hormones, it'll affect energy, it'll affect immune system. Don't forget, like my channel, subscribe. Dr. Robert Stein, Body Mechanic out.